And we are live. Neat. Ooh, I'm watching. How do I um cannot share my URL. Hmm. And we're live. And we are live. Uh live. Ah, cool. So let's play one more match and then design something for project to consider. So I guess I could say, why would I like a game like this? Seems kind of boring. Well, I think it has to do with my personality type somewhat, but I like because it reminds me of what I do already as a person, and I situations and see what the best outcome can be based on the possibilities. This looks like a match I can win just by looking at the setup, but whenever I see these, sometimes I get a little shaky. I beat a person a little while ago though. They had a whole bunch of them, and I beat them. I think that was my first time I've ever done that. Oh, graphic tablet's upside down. Alright, this looks like a decent setup. The thing about Magmar, these little lizard people, is that they have a lot of how do you say, spell cards that destroy opponents early, especially weak opponents. Against a deck like something like this, I think the best thing to do or use is something that has Dying Wish. Because even if they hit you, and chances are they won't waste their spells on you. But in a case like that, just use Dying Wish monsters. Because once they die, there's an effect that's activated. Enemy's turn. See, I got two monsters out here. Like I said, this particular deck, it's about getting out there in numbers as quickly as possible. So you'll see me using a lot of battle pets like Pax here. Pax who when dies summons two monsters. Act on his own, but work. And if he summons a Phalanxer, we know what to do. No? Frenzy. This one has Frenzy. Alright, so chances are it's gonna attack. Damn. That's what I mean. So this thing already is out. You can just do this, I guess. Just get out of the way. That's out of the way. And I can put me a dervish monster here. Well, a structure monster. Yesterday I fought this deck. Overwhelmingly powerful. Filled with structure monsters. Natural selection. There we go. That's what I mean. Those spells. Canon of Mechazor. So this is a Mechazor deck, it seems. They're aiming to quickly summon Mechazor. So I'm gonna carry this out and let my focus be on wasting this guy. Right now I can use this guy. This is a range monster. He is gonna probably move this thing backwards and aim to attack my monsters piece by piece. Which then I can use this guy to kind of just get rid of this. So I'm just gonna aim for these monsters so that he can knock off in like one attack. And then probably this guy's gonna try and block it with other monsters. There we go. Same strategy. Dispel all. That means now I can't use legendary stuff anymore. Oh well. Let's use this to kill the general. Or at least attack the general. Probably waste this monster, or I could do this. He hasn't attacked yet, so I could do this. Attack this guy. Do this. Summon this. Let's get this out. And this thing comes out. Move this towards this guy. So I'm hoping that I get one of those wind dervish cards. One that kind of just wipes. You heard me? WhatsApp is on the fridge to turn midnight and I didn't care. So whatever. So he's using Mechazor. Chances are he's gonna try and summon more Mechazor monsters and probably step on top of that exhuming sand so that I can't summon any monsters. But that puts him at risk because as soon as he steps on that, he is in my kill zone. So he's going to die now. Unless he wipes out all my cards, you know. Or do that. That's 8 so gonna probably block me off from attacking that guy. But that is okay. Okay indeed. Let's just calculate how much damage we can do. So let's check his Mechazor progress. This here general's Mechazor progress at 60. So I don't need to wait until, well, alright, so here what we do. Let's swap out something. 2, 3. Alright, so 4, 6, 8, 10 plus 2, 12. You are clearly. Alright, 1, 2. I'm gonna put this thing here. Attack this thing. Put this here. Yeah, this guy across. Attack this. Kill this guy over. To attack this. Carry myself over. To attack him. Do that. Like I say, hard and fast. This thing. Alright, this is not what we want. What we want is something that will either transform the opponent into a dervish or to not only transform to a dervish but also something that could possibly cause the Because as soon as he summons his Mechazor thingy, and he just needs another 2, as soon as he does that, what's gonna happen is that he is going to get a Mechazor, which is a 6 monster that can do ranged, I think, celerity and stuff. And as soon as he gets that, then I am out cold. Because, well, what can I say? It's a Mechazor. Ah, see, here it is. I know there's someone on Mechazor, because it's at 100 now. And he blocks me in because he don't want me to destroy that Mechazor. If I could only get close enough though. Problem is it can do a frenzy. So one of the things you can also look at when you're doing games like these is whether or not your opponent is in fact running out of cards. Once you say they're running out of cards, you get a pretty good gauge of if you can win or not. It's a good thing this thing doesn't have provoke and celerity. We could possibly still win this. This is a this card probably possibly my winning card. I mean, if this thing's probably gonna kill this because it can fly. That's one. Or that probably gonna try and block each other out somewhere or another. I might win, I might lose, who knows? Ooh, I might lose. Something. Ooh, there we go. So this kind of stuff now, these kind of things people play. These things. See, same thing. I'm practically dead now, basically. Practically. If only there was some way I could win this. Well, that didn't help. Alright, let me see. Here we go, here we go. Yep, let's see if we can win this. You do this. Bam! And I just need to summon this. Is 1 damage to an opponent of your choice. That's you, sir. And I win. Some stuff like that. I mean, I almost died, but luckily, as Yugi would say, just in the heart of the cards. No, not really. But that's a victory on my part. 6 in a row, 1 bonus chevron. I figured these are chevrons. Not sure what their purpose is when you win them. So yeah, that's what I was doing. That was fun. That was fun. So on again, let's open up something for project consider. So I'm gonna do something in Affinity Designer. Let's clear this. Let's open up this. I don't know. Sometimes that's frustrating. Sometimes. I'm gonna log into the next my friends blah. I do that so I can get stuff for him when Alright, let's just get a few things. Collection. Duplicate cards, which means I can disenchant extras. It's really cool when you get rare cards that you already have. Sometimes you don't. Anyway, spirit orbs. Let's get some orbs. Cards. Alright, let's check the on-earth set. Are these the structure cards? Definitely for you. No, these are not them. Yeah, it's Immortal Vanguard. Blue means it's red. Ooh, this guy could be useful. And so could this one. I'll call on some build minions. White. Only have one of these. Alright, that's enough of that. Thunderhorn is useful as well. So this isn't done yet. Yes, these are all my software, all legally purchased. I have Harmony, Affinity Designer, Affinity Photo, Photoshop, CS5.1. Very grateful. These Blender, Maya, Unity, LMMS, OBS Studio. Used to recording right now. And some games. I don't really play a League. That was just for Geo. Handbrake is a encoding software for video. This WPS Writer is a word processing thingy I use. I don't use Word. I don't want to pay for it. I don't pay for it, so I'm not gonna steal it. So don't really care. So we're gonna be making a ship, sort of. But I don't want to use Maya for it because Maya is newer to me, and I feel like I'm gonna model something in 3D. I might as well do it in Blender because for me the workflow in Blender is easier because I'm more used to it. Maya has a lot of buttons you have to press, and I'm more of a shortcut kind of a guy. Well, I haven't set my own shortcuts. What can I say? So here's a previous project I worked on, Mush Guy. So it looks like. That's the scene. If I should do a really quick render. So let's see, I did a quick thing. It looks a little something like this basically. And this reason why it's so grainy is because the render settings over here. Well, the render settings are set to, in terms of samples for preview, is 32. When it renders out, it actually looks more like this. Hold on. Multimedia, Blender, models, blah. Wow. I have so many. Rigs, no textures, no. Essentially the project actually started in Maya. So let me see if I can find me a idea. So test. No. I'm gonna type it in Mush. Mush guy. Mushroom guy. It wasn't a solo project. If I'm not mistaken, I remember asking, I think it was to do the model. So when it was rendered, there we go. Let's preview that. It looked like this, and I put in the thing for Mario, Kimani, and me. It was Kimani, not Kyle. And I kind of put a blue tint on it. And this is some of the what we call a bump map, which is a grayscale map. The white parts are the higher points and the black parts are the lower ones, and this is the color. I kind of increase saturation on it, so the original one, and that's the texture on the actual thing. You can see the grooves there based on what was drawn in here and there and stuff. In this, sorry, yeah. That's why you have these grooves. See, these two. So like this, and well, yeah. Oh, 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 oh. My live stream. Turn on. I don't even see anybody talking, so it's not like I mean, whatever. Oh, what's up and stuff? Hey, what's up, peeps? Optional features. Well, let's just stick to the thing. I'm gonna change my settings to arrow. And they said to change the arrow, so it's gonna work with the arrow theme stuff first, so we can get done for the thing. Personalize basic color arrow themes. Oh, so these are arrow themes, huh? Alright, it's fine. There is my Azenquor theme, which I will work with. Shouldn't have an issue afterwards, should I? Yeah. Alright, so we're good now. So affinity designer. So Blender is here again. So that's your stuff. Reload stack of file. Word. I am live streaming in YouTube thingies now. So I'm gonna do something in Blender. So Shaquille, I know you like Blender. So is there anything you want me to show you what to do? Or probably I should just do some random stuff so you can watch. Oh, stream resumed. Ooh, Blender. Hey. Go see. Alright. What are we doing tonight? Welcome to my first live stream. I was just playing some Duelyst a while ago. So I'm thinking of modeling something in this. I'm not quite sure yet. But I guess I can go through some stuff. So one, designed a chair for one of my co-workers recently. Kind of had to pull it apart so that they could print it in 3D. Here was the chair first, and it's kind of a chair. But anyway, let's do stuff. So okay, so okay, I guess I'm gonna do something low poly for now. Low poly landscape perhaps. Bear with me, I've been using Maya for a while, so my shortcuts haven't quite come back to me as yet. Whoa. Okay, let's get off the bed and get some stuff done. So the idea is I'm supposed to create a spaceship of some sort for my friend RP Art. And, well, I haven't quite gotten around to it as yet because I was trying to draw the concept for it really rough, really sketchy. Once I got through with that, I'm gonna build it. Never built one before, but I've modeled stuff, so I'm figuring it shouldn't be too tricky if you got the topology right. Alright, we're good now. I'm from Jamaica. Yes, quite Jamaican. Alright, so like I said, the idea, looking inside my downloads, was really simple idea for a vehicle in a sense. I'm no sketch artist, but we're gonna try and do something similar to this. Ideally, this is just a side view. I was trying to come up with a three-dimensional view of how the thing would look, but it's based on something that RP had created. And I figured the easiest way to do it is symmetrically. So what I like doing, first of all, is cutting off the additional faces I particularly don't need for now. The faces, right? And I start using my mirror modifier, so I can create an opposite side to be the same. Give me a sec. Let me just get the live stream thing up. Duelyst. Gunshots from the neighborhood. Alright, so let's get the actual model inside Blender. Up here, you press a plus button here. You should see something that says background, not mesh display. Background images, add image. I'm just gonna open the one from my downloads. This one, is it? Open that. You won't see it now because right now, even it says all views, it really wants you to just go in an orthographic view, such as here we have front orthographic view, we have side orthographic view, right orthographic view. It's actually left, so I'm going to and 3 on the numpad, and I'm just going to rotate Z 180. That way when I do something on this side, it actually shows on that side. Alright, so this is my sketchbook thing. What I'm gonna do is for my background, it's already at that opacity, so what I could probably do is either scale up the thing or not. So I'm gonna scale it in, zoom in a bit, and just grab it over here. We don't have to. What I could do instead is move the X and Y for the object itself. Do that. What I'd rather do is working not exactly on it, but just close enough. I'll just start with up here first. Everything's gonna start off rough first, right? Once you get everything sorted out, then you can put in as much details as you want. Haha, very funny, Dominic. And it's not necessary that you would lose to us. Ah, vertices. Lord Almighty, Lord Almighty, Lord Almighty. Oops. You said, Lord, Lord, Lord. Nothing go wrong. Well, like I said, rough. Oh, forgot to turn on clipping. My bad. Let's remove some doubles. Yeah. Move 13 vertices. Cool. Alright, so go to edge mode. And you can see I work a lot faster in Blender. That's what I'm comfortable in. This is all rough. All of it. I'm probably going to delete most of it later. So I am. Don't think everything is all fine and dandy. Kill it. Low poly stuff. This thing doesn't look like it fits. Like I said, same thing. Yeah, she needs doing some stuff. But no, this bores me. Let's make a magnifying glass and call it a night. Magnifying glasses are made up of. What's the script of plane? Boom! It's a plane. Plane. Isn't it this? That's the view we currently have. I'm gonna. Oh, Shift A by the way, just saying. Give me a cylinder. No end guns, please. Alright, fine. Let's use an end gun. No cap. Alright, let's face it. Kind of want thickness to this. We can actually add a modifier called solidify, and we can apply thickness to it on the inside or on the outside. Once I've done that, I'm going to apply it so that it actually becomes a solid thing. And I kind of want to make sure that all sides are Alright, so once you get the frame, you have to remember a magnifying glass is actually a convex lens. So let's add us a circle, not circle, sorry, a UV sphere, and that's how big it is. It being convex, you have to scale on the Z axis all the way in till it fits. And I'm going to go pull this up like so. You see that it's actually showing through, so just pull it back. Make sure it's not floating. If you want good results, you can always go in top view, non-orthographic view, of course, by pressing 5, scaling it in, making sure everything's right. One of the best things to do is make sure that the points all add up. So if you start off with like 32 cuts in your shape, for example, for the cylinder, try to get 32 cuts in there in the case of any eventualities. So that's there. That's the view it has. I'm just gonna scale it up some more SZ so that the glass isn't resting on the actual thing. So that's what that looks like. Let's get a reference. A reference for magnifying glass. Alright, different models, different ways it is done. I like this one. I also like this one. Because it kind of shows you that there's some stuff going on here. It's not just a circle and poof, it's done. This one actually has stuff on it. So like all those little shapes, things hugging around the thing. Let's do that too. Alright, so let's get out of the wireframe view and put it in solid view. Can always turn on the smoothness, smooth shading, right? Just to be sure. Now one thing I like to add to this is a subdivision surface that smooths out everything for me. Right now it looks like that. There's really nothing that is there. So it really looks like this. Right now it looks like it's because we're using Blender's internal render. If we use Cycle's internal render, you get somewhat better results depending on your graphics card and all that stuff. Right? But right now light is coming in all equidistant, and it's showing up everything as like something very like a solid object. That's what they call clear render. What we want to do is we want to get the stuff in there. So best way to do this, and I'm going to go into top view. We make the magnifying glass in a particular view first, and then we'll fix it up afterwards. It's very easy. So now go to face selection mode and just select quite a couple of these. Try to get an even amount. So this is 3 on one side, 3 on the other side. That might be a little too much. So this is that, and that is that. Alright, cool. And we could actually take in some more. One thing you press is Control plus on your Control plus on your numpad, plus on your numpad. Alright, so Control plus once more, just so we can get the top part. And I'm gonna take off these. Seems like a bunch of work. Yes, yes, it does. We can always just use the C method and just alt it off. Right, like that. Now when it comes to that, now we have enough. If you want to, we can always add to this. I'm going to take off the manipulators, turn them off in a sense, so that we can actually do this. Zoom in some more, like that, and press Shift D to create a separate part. And I'm going to scale it up, particularly on the Z axis, so it comes out. And we kind of want to make sure that it comes out on an axis you can see. So that's the top view, right? So like that. And I'm guessing, so I'm going to edge mode here and select my edges of that thing, and select my edges from this one as well. Then press E, SZ, kind of pull it in slightly like so. I want to make sure that you close the edges properly. One, I get all the way down. And I'm gonna hide the plane here. Plane, and do that. Once I've done that, right, there's another part to it as well, just to make this part look decent. Okay, to the edge. Alright, so that part is over with. If you want to, however, like that stuff, just to say, for example, you want to, I don't know, you want to extrude it and scale them in. Let's scale them in on their individual origins. So they're scaling on themselves. Right, that's done, and you can see it working out quite okay. I'm gonna just clean up here, the edge, and the same here. Reason why that's important is because, see, what happens is when you turn on subdivision surface, it's gonna kind of average the shape, and if you don't have things closed too far in, what's going to happen is that you're going to have a case where it's smoothing out too far up. So that's why we pull them in, those points. Example, let me show you again. Pull this, so this is one, this is another one, and you carry it up like that. And I could probably go Control R again. And just do another one there, and one here, just for the sake of having it there. Now we need that circle thing. You could use, well, let me that thing here in the middle, and I'm going to use my vertex selection mode like that, Shift and S, and you have something that says cursor to selected. So I'm putting the cursor at that point there, and I'm going to create a circle. Why not? When the circle is far too large, we can always scale it down in terms of radius. Now, the thing about Blender is that whenever you're creating a new object, wherever the cursor is in 3D, that's where your object is going to be created. And I'm holding Shift so I can get more accurate or more precise results. I'm going to change 16, and I'm also going to rotate it on something near degrees. So now it looks like this, and it's okay if it actually goes inside because nobody's gonna see it anyway. y-axis. Just creating the handle now. Get me a handle on the situation. Alright, so creating a handle is easy. It's merely about extruding exactly what you see. And of course, you're gonna have to smooth out some sections, like I said before. Otherwise, you find yourself in problems when it comes to getting it to look quite like what you want it to look like. So every now and then I'll throw in some loops to help with the smoothing of the mesh. So right now it looks jig-jaggedy. The faces are hard. Just change the shading to smooth, and then it comes out a lot better. Alright, let's just finish up with this magnifying glass model. This is just a model. I haven't actually gotten to project gotten to the part where we alright, now to get the magnifying glass handle. How far is far enough? That's the question. How far is far enough? Alright, so we're gonna just extrude on Y like so, and carry it out some more. So that's far enough. Scale it out. Alright, there's actually an open hole, and you can see here when I put it on object mode, you get a thing with a pointy end. I'm not sure if this is actually closed. Let me check. It's not, so I'm going to delete that face. It was an end gun before, it seems. Right? So once that's stretched out, I'm just going to create a loop cut here. Something for the top. Okay, one for the bottom, the middle. One for the bottom. So I'm going to scale this in slightly. I'll bring it out a bit more. Extrude on Y. Scale. Key escape. Scale it in. Just about so. Key scale it in. And the final one is extruding, and Alt M, merge at center. So everything gets all merged at the center there. Right, so that's good. It looks like this will work. I'm not sure if this is too long. If it is too long, right, we can always go into vertex mode. Press A, using B for box selection. That's filling in the parts. The reason why we didn't see that stuff just now is because in your options you have this here that allows me to see through things I'm selecting. So just go like that. Just move this up just a bit. I feel like that's enough. That looks like enough. You can get to the part where you actually model it. So I'm going to save what we have so far. Save as a no projects, no nothing. Multimedia, Blender models. I guess it's 2018 now. 2018. It's a magnifying glass. Yeah. Oops. Alt H. So, ouch. My chest cracked. So, for the rotation of it, right, as it is with all objects in 3D in Blender, things rotate along a particular axis. What I'm going to do is just put my 3D cursor there, and instead of rotating around median point, I'm going to say rotate around the 3D cursor because I kind of want to just rotate there up to a point where it touches that part. So it's a realistic setting on the table. But there are several parts to this now. Right, so let's look at it. That's the shape. I've actually gone into putting materials on there yet. The reason why this is going so slow is because while I'm doing this, there's something in the background that is doing quite a bit of rendering. Right, so let's do what we can for this. I'm going to put this in materials mode maybe, or not. Material, no, solid, and I'll change this back to median point. Now the first part is the glass. How do I select this glass by itself? Alright, Blender, it has a shortcut. Whenever your mouse is hovered over a particular part, if you press L, it will select everything that's selected to whatever you're hovering over. So this one's going to be a new material. So this is material 0.1. I usually don't like playing with original materials. I'll call this one glass. Let's look for the IOR of glass. The IOR for magnifying glass. Let's see. It's 1.45. Alright, new material, diffuse. I'm gonna call this glass, and we will preview it. So I can see more of that now. And just like that, press plus, a new material slot, metal frame, and the diffusion is going to be in this particular case. This should be glossy or anistrophic. So that's what the preview looks like. So let's increase the roughness a bit. Yeah. And assign that to this. So we have, so here's why this part shows up more. Those edges, remember I had added the loop cuts before? So it's gonna show up when I do stuff like this. Right? So this one has a roughness of a certain amount. For the other part now, this part, we're going to create one based off this, like a deviant. So I'm going to press plus to add a new one. Go over here, click on this, and from this press plus material slot. Right, so that's that. And I'm going to lower the roughness on this. You know, a little difference. But there we go. And not only that, but let us change what we have here. See, what we have here is a material that's joined to quite a bit of stuff. What we want to do is make one part of it, even though it's the same material, one part of that material metallic and one part of it wooden. So I'm going to choose face selection, hold Alt, okay, my loop cuts, press Ctrl plus, select more. How can we from this end? Just come down. And I'll call this one and assign this. So we get that. And last but not leastly, we're going to have the rest of it bottom up. To be a new one. And this one will be made wood. And then we have to combine them between diffuse and glossy. So I'm going to choose a mix shader. Diffuse and glossy. Alright, so two ways we could do this. One, we could either give ourselves a wooden material text that we have already, or well, that was a one shot. The other one is UV mapping it. That's getting a wood texture and throwing it on top of it. So I'm going to try just getting a wooden texture and working with this. First, I'm going to create a seam. Here we have an edge. So mark seam. That means whenever it's unwrapped, it's going to cut it from here. Okay, through all the way down. I'm also going to mark a seam down here. Mark a seam right there. Wonderful. So, oops, I had not assigned it. Alt and right click, Ctrl plus, and assign this wooden texture to that. Let's see what we can find. Wood texture. Well, let's make it brown first of all, just for the sake of having it to be brown. Okay, and we'll assign that to that. Moderately brown, sort of. We can see it's really coming together nicely. The most I'd probably hope for though is by changing the magnifying glass IOR. Just let's do it more. And that's it. You create your own visual stuff. So Control S, save, and I'm gonna call it a night. Thank you for watching. Maybe if we put up to something then probably check if it works out. But that's about it, peeps. I'm gonna stop this stream. I don't know how many people are watching either. J JXD. OBS stop streaming.